It's time for a Truthnado! This one about the 2024 presidential debate. Now you may be thinking, oh, have they scheduled a time for this 2024 presidential debate? Well, at the time of filming, they have not. That's my first little Truthnado. There's no scheduled presidential debate this year. And I think there should be for several reasons. One, because there's been a lot of accusation and some examples of cognitive decline. With both candidates. So I think we should roll the old guys out there, see whose elevator still goes all the way to the top. Secondly, it gets the politicians talking about the issues. Not just how cool they are or who they hate, but they get them talking about the issues, what they prioritize, and what they plan to do about them. And we get them on record with the debates. So when they're in office, we can say, hey, you're going to do this. You said in the debates, you're going to do this. So why don't you go do this? Third, it gives a whole bigger picture of the person, I think. Rather than just seeing a speech, you get them debating, you get them being themselves, you get to know more about them, get a feel for them, as it were. This was the case in the very first televised debate in 1960 between Nixon and Kennedy. Kennedy was looking all dapper. Nixon didn't shave. He didn't want makeup because he thought it was unmanly. And he went out there, and Kennedy looked like a successful politician, and Nixon looked kind of like a low-level crook, which he turned out to be. That brings me to my F5 Truthnado. I believe that if in 1960 Nixon had a stylist, he would have been president. Especially when you consider the race between Kennedy and Nixon was one of the closest in history. Now, Kennedy won Illinois by a razor-thin margin, getting those electoral votes. But he only found out after the fact that the Chicago mob literally dug up Kennedy voters because they went to local cemeteries and registered names off tombstones as Democrats. Yep, things might have been really different had Nixon hired a stylist. That's my Truthnado there. A little subjective, but still.